Cryptoslo, cryptocurrency news and investing.
Cryptoslo, crypto gains. What's going on, guys? Today's video, I'm going to talk about runes, give you some tips, and most importantly, talk about splitting, not splitting the UTXO, but splitting your runes up into packets, listable packets. And what do I mean by that? With BRC20s, every time you wanted to start an auction, you had to do an inscribe transfer, and that is basically you're setting up a packet to sell. So let's say you had 1,000 of something, you inscribe transfer 100, and then it inscribes, and then you'll have a packet, and then when you go to list, you can list on here, and then the packets show up as individual packets, right? Now, this is kind of silly to me, but runes, in a way, you don't inscribe transfer, but instead you send it to yourself. Okay, so you know how every time you send a Bitcoin transaction, it sends everything in your wallet, splits it, and then sends it back in the associated assets. So if you pay a fee, your whole balance is unavailable until you get the return. So with that being said, let's say that you have a big bag of runes. So this is one of my wallets. I've got like 2.3 million ARSIC, and obviously I don't want to list a 2.3 million bag of ARSIC, okay? And that's like 30 grand. So what I need to do is break it up into smaller packets. So important. Number one, how do you do it? You do it by sending it to yourself. So now this assumes you're in ARSIC, okay? But you could do it in Unisat too, but I'm going to talk about Unisat here in a minute. So you click on your rune of choice, you hit send, you put in your own address, and then you put in the number. So let's say that I wanted to do another 100,000 packet. So in here I have a 100,000 packet and a 2.2 million. So to split up your runes, all you do is send a transaction to yourself. That's it. But here's the rub. When you do this, your whole balance will disappear out of your wallet. So don't freak out. So last night I sent out 100,000, and then my whole balance disappeared to 2 million. I'm like, oh, dude, I'm wrecked. I just burnt 30 grand. But that's not. You just basically, you're sending it out and then it's sending it back to yourself. So to repeat, to split your rune bag of any rune on Xverse, you click on the rune, you hit send, you put in the same address that the rune is sitting in, you put in the desired number of runes, and you hit send. And then when it comes back, you'll have individual smaller packets that you can list on Unisat. Now, I do advise that you do this when you don't need to do it, because it takes forever, right? Especially with the mempool being so high, mempool. You want to get your packets set up. So if I have 2 million runes, maybe I'll just set up all packets of 100. Now that could be kind of expensive. If I'm dropping $30 to $40 per TX to inscribe these packets, it's going to be $400. But if I can make 30 grand, so. But now let's talk about Unisat. Now I showed you in Xverse, it separates your Bitcoin balance for fees and your runes, okay? That is important because you can accidentally spend your runes as Bitcoin, okay? So what do I recommend? Now, supposedly Unisat has fixed this, but I was very careful. I immediately sent my runes out of my Unisat to my Xverse just until it's like they're showing separate balances, because basically your rune was included in your available balance as a UTXO. Now again, supposedly they fixed that, but make sure you've updated your extensions under manage extensions and do the full update to make sure your extensions are updated. But just to be safe, I went ahead and moved my stuff over to X first, just to be careful. So that's it. That's how you split your runes up. Basically, all you do is send a transaction to yourself, and your full balance will disappear for a while until it comes back to you. And then when you go to Unisat, you'll have the smaller listable packets instead of having to sell a bazillion. And based on what I'm seeing here of these larger cells, it's still early because people don't know how to, split their bags up. So they just list the full Monty. So other than that, any questions, feel free to post below. Like, subscribe. This is Cryptoslo. If you're not talking gains, then we're not talking.